Today, I want to talk in the confirmation class about something that's particularly dear to Lake Murray Presbyterian Church's heart, and that's missions. Our church is driven by doing the Lord's work. We believe we are put here for a purpose, and we go nowhere by accident, and where we're going, God is sending us. So he's sending us to be lights. He's sending us to be missionaries, not just to keep the good news to ourselves. We are not saved just in order to go to heaven. We are here not just to be saved either. We are here to glorify God and enjoy him. And so part of that is missions. Presbyterians have started more mission fields than any other denomination in the world. And we want people who do not know Jesus to know him. Missions is about reaching out to the least and the last, the lost, and the left out. The least, the last, the lost, and the left out. It is serving other people sacrificially for their good, whether we know them or not, and whether they can do anything back for us or not, and usually when they can't. At LMPC, we have local, regional, and international missions. We try to be a Matthew 25 church where Jesus said, the people will say, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When do we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When do we see you sick or in prison and go and visit you? And the king will reply, I tell you the truth, whatever you did for the one of the least of these brothers or sisters of mine, you did for me. So we believe that when we're doing something for other people, we're doing it in the name of Jesus and for the sake of Jesus. So let me talk just a little bit about what our mission is. A lot of you in youth, or will be in youth, know about these already. The local missions especially. There's We Care, which is the local food pantry, which serves Newberry, Lexington, and parts of Richland counties. There's Snack Packs, which serves kids who are on free lunches on the weekend. So it gives food to kids who would not have food on the weekends. And we fill about 32 bags of food every week and deliver them to Lake Murray Elementary School and Spring Hill High School and Chapin Intermediate. And we work with other churches to fill all the schools in Chapin. A new ministry that we began during COVID time is the food box. The food box is a way for people to go anytime they want and get their food out, and we go and put the food in. It's a way to stay socially distant. It also is a way that we can coordinate with an African American PCUSA church. Part of being in the PCUSA is you have a lot of different ethnic churches, and 7 miles down the road toward Mid Carolina High School is Oak Grove Presbyterian, and we are doing a food box with them at their site, and that's being used every week to feed the hungry. Good Works is a way that we help people with their housing needs. We have installed so many bathrooms and fixed up bathrooms and installed running water, places that haven't had it, septic tanks, new roofs, floors that have fallen through. We've repaired those. So Good Works is a way that we do good and get to know the clients and have a lot of interaction with other people. The Justin Pepper House is another local mission for people who've been burned out or who have lost their homes in an emergency and need a place to stay for about a year till they can get back on their feet. Another thing we do is the Hub, which is helping tutor local children who are in need. So those are some of our local missions. And then there's some regional missions that we have. One is Thornwell Home for Children. Thornwell Home for Children is a great Christian mission work that helps the orphan, the neglected child, and the abused child. And they've been working also to help facilitate foster homes for children who are in need. Presbyterian Homes or Presbyterian Community is a home for the elderly near the intersection of I-20 and 378. And it's a great place for the elderly to go who are in need and who cannot take care of themselves. Presbyterian College is another mission of the church. It's where we help young people to learn to love God with their mind. It was started by the same guy who started Thornwell Home for Children, Reverend Jacobs in Clinton, South Carolina. Presbyterians have started historically many schools like Montreat Anderson College, Davidson College, St. Andrews College, Queens College in Charlotte, Lenore Ryan College. There are many. Warren Wilson College is another one, Montreat College. So there are many colleges that the Presbyterian Church has started. So let me talk a little bit about, I'm sorry I'm doing this late at night, about international missions. We have a relationship with 3 places. One is Chiapas, Mexico. Chiapas is in the very tip of the southern end of Mexico toward Guatemala. It has beautiful waterfalls and blue streams there. It's a beautiful spot. And it's also a place where they have very few Protestant churches and not many Catholic churches, honestly. And so we're helping to start new churches, and there's a bit of a revival going on there. And we are part of that because we have helped them build at least 3 different churches there. In Peru, again in South America, in the Iquitos region, which is on the Amazon River, way out in the jungle, there's no way to get there except either by boat or by plane. We fly in there with mission teams and have helped minister to the Christians there. At the church in Iquitos, we've actually opened up a church that was closed. Reverend Francis Burris from our church, former pastor, helped build 9 different churches there, and we're trying to help sustain those. Another place where we work is South Sudan. Trinity Presbytery, our presbytery, has a relationship with the South Sudanese Presbyterian Church, and they just gone through a civil war. There's famine there, tremendous needs, one of the poorest countries in the whole world. And we are building up the church there, working to give them medical supplies and to bring peace to that country. Jesus said right before he ascended into heaven and into Matthew, "Go therefore into all the world, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, and teaching them whatsoever I've commanded you. And lo, I'm with you always, even to the end of the age." So we are reminded to go into all the world, not just to care about our little corner, but to love other people, even people that we do not see. Another thing we do is Samaritan's Purse, Operation Christmas Child. Usually we raise about 200 shoe boxes for needy children who would not normally get any kind of a Christmas gift. We also work with Newberry's Boys Farm, Sister Care Shelter for women and children. We've done work with Oliver Gospel Mission downtown and other places too. So we're not just limited. Another thing that I forgot is migrant missions. We host a meal for the migrant workers that come in and pick peaches in our area, and we pass out Bibles, and we pay for a preacher to come and preach the gospel to them so they can hear it and respond. So I want to talk a little about the effects of missionaries. So what's the big deal about missions? Why bring Christianity to? Why can't we just let them do their thing and we do our thing? It's out of love. It's the love of Christ that compels us, and we believe that we want everybody to love Jesus, and we want everybody to know that they are loved by God, and want them to know who Jesus is, and that's really an important part of who we are and what we do. And wherever the gospel is gone, education is gone. For example, when we go to South Sudan, we bring them medical supplies. I can remember going to a refugee camp to the South Sudanese, and we went to a hospital that had no medicine in it. Can you imagine going to a hospital and they didn't even have aspirin? They didn't have any antibiotics. They had nothing, no bandages, nothing to really help you. They just had a doctor there, but no medicine and no way to help people. And we brought medicine and bandages and supplies. We brought food to the people who were hungry, famine relief, and nursing care, and the gospel. We brought to them talking Bibles, which had the Bible. They don't. 80% of them don't read, so they heard the Bible in their own language. It's a little digital Bible speaking their own language and run by solar power, so the batteries wouldn't run out. We just think it's part of the love of God that we want other people to know Christ and to know the benefits of that. And also another thing, wherever missions is gone, Western medicine is gone with our know-how about how to heal bones and how to fight germs and hygiene and things like that. I mean, really, the missionaries were the ones who kept Ebola at bay when had the first Ebola outbreak through Samaritan's Purse Christian Hospital there. Let me tell you, one thing we don't think about much is cannibalism. Cannibalism ended in the world about 1965, and that's not, within the last 100 years. It ended in New Guinea, near Australia, in the jungles there. There were peoples who were constantly fighting each other, and they would eat their enemies. And when the Christian gospel came, it actually brought peace to those warring tribes and taught them about the need to love their enemies instead of treating them so meanly and horrifically. And it really changed that culture. It changed the world. I remember Charles Darwin. You may remember Darwin, who wrote The Theory of Evolution. Once defended Christian missionaries to the London Times, who was criticizing them, criticizing missionaries for spending so much time and energy taking the gospel to overseas. He said, if you get stranded in the South Seas of the Pacific Ocean, you better pray that a missionary had gotten there first so the cannibals would not eat you. Because wherever the gospel went, cannibalism went away. And, governments couldn't stop the cannibalism. Decrees couldn't stop cannibalism, couldn't do it by force. It had to be a change of the heart. And that's been a sign of what Christianity has done. Christianity is still the fastest growing religion in the world numerically. And we don't feel that in the United States, but it really, in many ways, we have our mission field is opening all around us. We have friends and neighbors and family members who have turned away from the faith or have never even gone to church, and we have the opportunity to reach them for Jesus Christ, to pray for them. That's one important part of missions, to pray for the missionaries, to pray for those who were the least, the last, and the lost, and the left out, and to care for them. So when you join the church, you don't join just to get an insurance policy to check off that you are a Christian now. It is you join in order to help serve Jesus and to be a missionary and a light for him. So I hope you remember that, and I hope you have a great day.